summer 2024, I was working such a very stressful job. Now, if you've seen any of my videos, I am a homeschool mom and I also work from time to time. And I was going through such a tough situation with this job. It was a sales job, but it was still in education. And it had me so stressed to where I really just wanted to get through my work shift and have something else to think about. Like I really did not want to be thinking about nothing else. So I remember being on the phone with my husband. I said, okay, I'm really overwhelmed. I'm stressed out. I'm going to look into these Philadelphia Eagles this summer. I didn't want anybody to think I was jumping on a bandwagon or anything. I know I did wait to the last minute and I waited till Jason retired. I was so mad at myself about that because I was like, why do you want to be a fan now? Jason is gone. But anyway, I really needed something fun to look forward to. So I said, okay, this summer, I'm going to look up the teammates, see who they are, learn about everybody, learn about my team. And then by the time the first game start, I'm going to be ready to go. I even sat back and watched beginner videos on football, like understanding a touchdown and 4th and 1 and all of that. So when I say I was committed because this job was stressing me out so bad, I said, look, I need the escape. And what better time than now? It was July 2024. Where I decided to actually become an Eagle fan. So after making the decision to finally become a Philadelphia Eagles fan who still doesn't know a whole bunch about football, and I still don't know everything about football, I ended up telling my dad that I wanted to, get into football and I was rooting for the Eagles this year. Now, I have been watching football and watching my dad scream and yell at the TV since I was a little girl. But I had no idea that was also his favorite Eagles team. So who am I? What kind of daughter am I? That I was so uninterested in football that I didn't even know that the Eagles was my daddy's favorite team. So that was really funny to me. So now after a year later and just looking back, I feel like I've been a Philadelphia Eagles fan my whole life. I just feel like I have been destined to be an Eagles fan. As an elementary student, I was a cheerleader and we were the mighty Eagles and we wore green as well. When I went to college, my college colors were green. So I just love to tie all of it in there and say, I bleed green now, officially deep down in my soul. And I do want to add throughout the 2024 through 2025 football season, the closer and closer the Eagles got to the playoffs, that's where my dream or my funny joke with God was starting to not come true yet, because I know the last 2 playoff games, I was pacing the hallway and it was really funny to me. I was having an out-of-body experience with myself and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm always yelling at my husband to shut up about football, be quiet, you're yelling too loud, and look at me. I am pacing the halls because I want the Eagles to win. So closer and closer they got to the Super Bowl, I will go back to that November 2023 funny joke that I kind of made with God in my head. And I was like, ooh, it'd be funny if they win the Super Bowl. Now I do need to go back a bit. That year, in the fall of 2023, the Eagles did not end up going to the Super Bowl. But I do like to reference, like at that time, I still wasn't paying attention to them like that. So the year that I finally become a Philadelphia Eagles fan, they actually win the Super Bowl. So before that, before they went to the Super Bowl or, finished the playoffs, I was like, oh my gosh, God, do you remember this funny joke that I made with you a year ago? Like, that's me. I love to find God in everything. So if you made it this far, that's really great. I am a Christian and, I don't really worship the sport or anything. I try not to worship anything on this earth. And I like to have a good time and then move on to things that I need to take care of. But I really found God in the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's been such a fun ride. Something else that I would love to add is that as the season went on and as I was learning a whole lot more about the players, I was seeing the football players with these beautiful women. They were not married, some of them. I was like, how are you having children with these women and y'all are not wifing them up? So lo and behold, after everybody wins the Super Bowl, or it could have been a little bit before that, the Philadelphia Eagles won, all of the guys that I talked about that were with beautiful women and they had children with them, all of a sudden they were engaged. So it was like another funny joke. I didn't really make the funny joke with God, but I was just talking to my husband. I said, okay, what are they waiting for? Jesus to come back? Why aren't these men marrying these women and y'all have beautiful kids together? Like, get married already. And I look up, Jalen Hurts getting married. I know he doesn't have any kids yet. Devontae got engaged. AJ got engaged. I think Reed Blankenship got married. Like, everybody was getting married on the Eagles team. So I love it. And just overall, me being stressed out with the job, you know, and then a year before that, just being a child in my faith, being a 5-year-old and saying, ooh, we Philadelphia, you know, and obviously there are no major connections, but I really enjoyed myself. I truly did. So I just thought, what better time than now than to let you guys know how I became an Eagles fan before our first game against the Cowboys. If you want to, you know, join in with the fun, you want to share how you became an Eagles fan, maybe yours is not as long as mine or lengthy as mine, or maybe it's funny, or maybe it's just, I don't know. Make sure you leave it in the comments. How do you guys become an Eagles fan? Or make a video just like I did. I think it's really fun, and what better time than now? You know, they still are the world champions. I know it's a new season. I know Jalen said it's a new season. We got to move on. But what better time than now? So, see you guys in the next video, and it might not be about football.